This isn't full screen. It's gonna be a little weird. All right, we're gonna do this grudge match here. Mage versus Yellow Glabba on Rax versus Beasties. Let's see what happens. This is my first actual cast of Little War Games, so we'll see what happens. I'm sure I'll make a whole bunch of bad calls and stuff. Oh man. Yeah, I'm just recording. I didn't want to set up the whole stream. I can't actually stream. Takes 2 secs. Alright, we're just gonna record. Alright, this is where we start it. Alright, everybody. BBQchicken here with some Little War Game action. In the bottom left, we're gonna have our red player, Mage. And in our top right of Cloud Kingdom, our blue player, Yellow Glabba. So this is kind of a grudge match. It basically started with Yellow Glabba spectating a 2v2 game where I was on an opposite side of Mage. And I 2-raxed him along with my opponent, who also attacked him early, and Mage made some build that went late into Beasts, and Yellow Glabba was very salty and balance whiny and said that there was no way he would win going Beasts at all, and Mage challenged him to a grudge match, because, you know, that's what Mage does. So now we've got a little grudge match between these two. Let's get our production tab up. Of course, it's not D, because that would make, you know, the sense. All right. So it's going to be Yellow Glabba going for Beasts here. Mage going with the Rax opening, which has been more popular of late, although I know Glabba does love his beastie play oh so much. Already Yellow Glabba up in income. I'm not sure if this is just better macro or yeah, there's, well, Mage, you got a little buddy here. All right, so he was making a tower for the Rax. That's what the deal is with that guy. Like I said, I'm not the best analyst, but maybe I'll be able to bring the hype when the action gets underway as our wolves are starting. Starting with the wall off, not going to send him out immediately. Probably good knowing that Mage is going Rax, and he knows Mage is going Rax. There's going to be a tower here. There's going to be a soldier here. On a big map like Cloud Kingdom, probably won't be able to get too much done, as the scout from Mage is now finally out of his way. Just verifying he's going Beast, as Glabba is going to look to take his natural expansion in just about a second or two here. Maybe. There it is. And I would imagine that, yeah, 4 specs, guys. Oh, the trash talk is real. Yeah, I'd imagine that this expansion may go down for Mage at some point. He's starting to bank up his money now after a defensive opening. First wolf coming in should be repelled pretty easily by this soldier and tower. In fact, 2 soldiers and towers coming in. Not much is Yellow Glabba gonna have to retreat with his wolf. So Yellow Glabba pretty much insinuating that beasts are super underpowered against Rax right now. All the trash talk. All the trash talk. Let's look back at our production tab. That's a little bit more interesting. Nothing coming down for Mage at all, actually. So we should see this castle right away. There it is. Castle going to come down basically the same time that Glabba's is complete, like right now. So the answer, or the question is, what does Glabba follow up with? Is he going to follow up with a fast third? Is he going to follow up with a bunch of dens, maybe a fast dragon nest? Perhaps he'll go fortress and werewolves, although that seems, I don't know, pretty good against soldiers, but it takes a long time to do. I always feel like dragon is the way to go, but I'm not the best at tech timing, so we'll see what Glabba decides to come down with right now, just making his workers. Sitting outside the base, making sure there's no shenanigans coming out from Mage, keeping, I guess, kind of a soft container, though Mage could break out pretty easily, I think, if he wanted to. And just kind of seeing if he may be able to poke in at some point. And I feel like you need to be a little more active than this, maybe, as Glaba is right now. Always running in, try and run by, poke by, get some workers. But, you know, wolves are pretty fragile. This is getting to be a wall. There's only this tiny little choke here, and this tiny little path behind the gold right here. Mage walling off pretty effectively. Let's see if Glaba can even pick off the soldier right here. Can he get us around? Not quite. Mage backs off in time into the range of the tower. Not going to happen, but the soldier is going to venture out. I don't know if that's what he wants to do. The surround comes from Glaba. Not quite. Does he get there? Oh, he can't quite get the full surround on the soldier. Does get some permanent damage, though. That's quite nice. The healing on the beasts is going to make that a pretty efficient trade for Glaba. Is he going to get the surround this time? He's not watching his soldiers. What's he doing? He's putting down an animal den. Also, another castle, which I missed. So a fast third is the route here for Glaba, who's going to get the soldier on the surround, backing off from the archer for now. In fact, I was so late on calling this castle. It's pretty much already done. Look at me with my inexperience showing on the cast. Keeping this sort of soft contain, allowing him to get a really fast castle. 2 barracks coming down for Mage, so he's going to look to start making some aggression happen. But it's going to be animal upgrades from here on out for YOLO Glaba. Still no increased tech besides that, though. And just the 2 barracks. That's right, just the 2 barracks. Nothing in base, nothing in base. Just the 2 barracks here for Mage. So Glaba at about a 10 supply lead right now. Granted, the wolf supply not going to be as efficient as this soldier supply. Archers can be a little bit fragile, but once you get them up in a little ball, you can't get that efficient surround. They tend to work well. I like to think of it a little bit like blink stalkers. Not very good against speedlings in StarCraft 2, but when you get a giant clump of them, much less surface area per unit. Third base starting to get saturated a little bit. This tower a little bit defensive, considering that he has eyeballs on basically anything that Mage can do right now, unless he's going towers. Think there'd probably or airships, but probably be a lot less infantry at the front. Still good to be safe, good to be cautious. Try and pick off a couple more units like he did that soldier. Maybe get a surround on this guy who's coming out in front a little bit dangerous. Is he going to be able to dry him off? I think he's trying to get him away from the towers. Glaba doesn't like being pushed out. I think Mage might actually be able to break out of the soft contain. Indeed he can. Glaba making lots of workers right now. The double attack upgrades coming for Beast and another wolf den. I believe this is only his 2nd wolf den. I want to say so. Can I like follow these guys? Can I control F or something? No, I can't. If we look at the buildings tab, yeah, this is only the 2nd den for Glaba. So as much as he is ahead in worker supply by almost 2, he doesn't have much of a military. And if Mage wants to make an attack or to make a third, it can't really do much to stop him right now. We'll see what Mage decides to do here. Couple of wolves gonna run by here. Glaba splitting his forces up, not wanting to take too huge of a loss. He cannot engage this force from Mage right now, who's been pumping up 2 racks worth of production, and he's saving up some money. Looks like he wants to take an expansion at some point, or either that or his macro is slipping. Glaba trying to stay here at the 3rd, make sure that Mage doesn't take it. Mage is banking up 500. I want to know what he's going to do with this money. Looking at the production tab, the double upgrades going to finish pretty soon here for Glaba. It looks like, I think that's another tower, so he's liking to play extra defensively. Wants to make sure that there's not a really big push out here, especially because he can't engage this army. Now, at this point, I believe this is nearly a full wall off. You kind of have to snake around behind the gold, and then kind of where this villager is right here to get through. So, not a good path for run-bys, indeed. Yeah, there's lots of defense coming down here for Mage. Now, these double upgrades, I swear they were a lot further along than they were before. Maybe they just take a lot slower than I thought. Is this 3? I can't click on what it is. Is that 3 upgrades? He's got 1. Okay, so that's 3 coming for YOLO Glaba. His wolves at a +1 attack. Still checking for a 3rd. He's looking for ninjas now at some point. He is against a turtling Mage. He decided to go and get a forge and some drops coming in. Now, towers, Glaba has been defending with towers pretty well. He's got 1 here. I'd assume he has 1 here, yeah. So he's got this triangle defended, maybe a little area right here that an airship can slip through, but that's not something you want to go through, at least with your initial thought. This tower should do a pretty good job. 2 more wolf dens coming in as well, so Glaba's looking to really pump up the production here. Church also coming in. Maybe there's going to be some kind of invisible catapult shenanigans coming here from Mage. Invisible something shenanigans, and that's, well, that's not what we want. Large army, though. Really, I feel like Mage could really push out here. He's behind in supply and been behind in supply for a while. Worker supply, if we look at the units tab here, 26 workers versus 11. So Mage is really going to start falling very behind fast unless he attacks with this army right now, I think. It is still a very powerful army compared to Glaba's mostly wolf-based army. He cannot engage this directly. He's still got these guys waiting here. I wonder if he knows about them. Maybe he can try for a little run-by. He's going to need them to defend against this push coming in from Mage. It looks like he's going to be attacking in on the third base of Glaba. The problem is Glaba's now already got 5 dens worth of production pumping into this. He's got towers walling off his line right here. And Mage is really going to have to make these drops work. It looks like Glaba is going to try for a surround here. He knows where these soldiers are. He definitely could try and take his production buildings, his production wolves around here. His army wolves coming in from here, maybe make a sandwich. I don't know if he can quite take that fight yet. Trying to draw these soldiers off and get a surround as these two players start to posture in the middle of the map. Yeah, and here we see this run by here. Looks like, I don't know if he's going to flank or if he's going to run by, but he has wolves on the flank if he wants them. Looks like it's just going to be one run by. Still checking that third. That does not exist for Mage. Upgrades about to hit once again. Glaba going to get his +3 coming. Another wolf den down as well. And also getting the drops is Glaba. Invisibility about halfway done here for Mage. That's going to be a pain in the ass a little bit, but towers are here. It shouldn't be too much of a big deal. Looks like these two soldiers are going to get picked up by wolves pretty well. However, Mage working well on the right-hand flank, but here comes a surround from the wolves. Full army surround now almost coming for Glaba, and he has got Mage trapped in his base. Mage, you are not getting out of here. Drops shown for Glaba, but I don't know if that's going to really do anything. Now, my audio does glitch out. Not sure if that's a big deal. At this point, it's going to be almost a 30 supply lead for Glaba. I'm pretty sure that Mage was just way too passive here. He let Glaba get up to this massive amount of wolf production, been on 3 bases forever, taking a 4th, and Mage still has not taken a 3rd base yet. Glaba been keeping an eye on that the entire time. Here comes the drop on the main and the attack on the natural for Glaba. Now, with wolves, don't attack. If you attack, I won't give you $5, says Mage. He's got 2 drops here. Is there anything in them? What's the units here? It's going to be like a double priest something drop. I wish I could see what was actually in these airships. Unfortunately, I can't. Drop arriving in the main here for Glaba. These wolves absolutely tearing up the line, the worker line of Mr. Mage. In fact, it is all but toast. Mage now only on, it looks like, these 5 workers. Is that what we've got right now? 5 workers to 26 4 bases for Glaba. It's gonna be, a lot of work to actually break through this wall with wolves, but at this point I think it's Glaba's game. He's tearing down this church. He knows invisibility's coming. I would imagine he's going to be getting some tower upgrades right now. No, he's just getting observation upgrades right now for his airship. He already knew that was coming. In fact, it's hit right now. He knew it was there. He knows what Rax shenanigans is up to. Mage upset that the attack is coming on the drop. Not even a frontal attack coming here, just making sure there's not a move out on the flank. Glaba just taking care of all of his T's, dotting his I's, knowing that a frontal attack is not going to be efficient. It doesn't matter. There's the drop, basically clearing out the main of Mage. At this point, I think we're talking about GG timing here for Mage. He has nothing. This is the entirety of it. It is 96 supply to 35. I think Glaba he's probably paranoid. If I was him, I'd be like, did you ninja? He checked a lot of bases, except for this top left corner here and this right-hand side corner here. He's checked a lot of the bases. It's like, what are you doing, dude? Are you only on 2 bases? Is that all you had? He's got absolutely nothing. Mage has just been way too turtly, way too passive. Glaba got up to way too much. He's gonna have to start, he might even want to just start teching now, like, get dragons and extra upgrades and more wolf dens. I mean, at this point, he's got so much money and he can't spend it because he's basically maxed out. Looks like he might want to try and drop behind here. This seems like, oh, whoa. This seems like a reasonable area to drop, although there's a tower right there. He could drop in the main and run this way. He could drop in 2 spots at once. I mean, you're talking about a 1 base player right now. There's not going to be openings that drops can really exploit that won't at least make your airship vulnerable a little bit, but at this point, it just does not matter. Way too many beasties here for Mage, or for Glaba. He is absolutely overrunning the base of Mage right now, the last remaining natural base. Look, there's 1 invisible airship trying to do something with 5 soldiers so hard, but he can't do it. The detecting airship for Mage, or for Glaba, is on him like a book. Second drop coming in, but a 5 soldier drop, like, what's it gonna do? This guy already almost has detection, and, well, I mean, Mage has nothing. He has 35 supply. The AI is kind of not that great right now, kind of bugging out a little bit, as we'll watch this drop come in here for Mage. But Glaba sees this coming too. These drops have nowhere they can hide. This tower has detection. Mage, you are down and out, man. GG timing for real. This natural was absolutely forfeit still. Worker line finally getting cleared up by these wolves. Looks like Mage is going to be fighting here until the last building. He's got to drop on the main line here of Glaba, but who cares? He's got 3 other bases. It's not that big a deal. He's just going to walk these guys out, whatever. Maybe mineral walk them in through the main and whatever. Like he can just lose his main castle. Doesn't even matter. He can base race Mage right now. There are some soldiers in here. The tower may be able to just take care of them straight up. It doesn't look like Glaba really cares much about that. Nothing going on in the third base. A little bit in the natural, but those soldiers are surrounded. They've got a tower on them. Glaba still going to work in the natural of Mage, which is about to be totally destroyed. Mage down to 17-15 supply to the 92 supply of YOLO Glaba, going full wolves here. Total doggy overrun. Literally just tearing Mage to shreds by the pack. This castle is the last building. It's going to fall. There's not much left. Here comes the surround from Mage. Our spectators are leaving the game. They know it's done. Our other spectators saying GG. Mage is going to fight until the last castle because he's going to be BM and because he challenged Glaba. And Glaba delivered with the mass wolf upgrade strats plus 5 wolves, tearing Mage apart. That's going to be the game. GG. YOLO Glaba is your winner.